Welcome to my channel, Purposeful Play, where I talk about all things early childhood education. I'm Danielle and I teach 4K in Wisconsin. I'm going to sit myself up a little bit. And today I'm sharing with you week 5, our last week of our Reduce, Reuse, Recycle study that we just finished today. I have been sitting in this chair for a very long time because I just recorded all 5 weeks of activities right now. So I'm looking forward to getting this one done. Let's get started. So week 5, our focus question was, how can we create less trash and pollution? And then of course on Friday we had a celebration of learning. On Monday, our question was, do you know what to do with clothes that don't fit anymore? We read the book Something from Nothing and then talked about how the blanket was changed into something else. You don't always have to keep it as it is. You can reuse them. We did a movement of, I think we did head and shoulders, knees and toes, and then going faster, faster, faster that day. And that was our morning meeting. And we again did how the kids can read each other's names for our good morning song. And then our Seesaw activity, our Seesaw assignment was, what is something you don't need anymore? And what could you do with it instead of sending it to the landfill? And so they could draw a picture of it, they could take a video of it, they could take a photo of it, whatever they wanted to do. Our play and choice time activities for that day. There was a movement game, a recycling count and toss game. So using a piece of paper, rolling a dice and throwing that number of items into the bucket or laundry hamper or whatever you have. And then you had to keep rolling your dice until all of your objects were gone. Make a list of words that rhyme with cat, bug, and pan. And so they could do that on the Seesaw app, or they could draw pictures of it in their journal or wherever they wanted to. There was a social emotional lesson on managing waiting their turn. And then one of them was finding some clothes that they would be willing to turn into something else. And that was an art project idea. And then again, there was another gift making activity. It was a little pot and flowers on how to reuse the materials to make that. That was Monday. For small groups, we did musical chairs again, but we had them practicing letter writing with just straight lines. So we did all the straight line letters. Musical chairs was we play music, we dance around, and then they sit down and they have to grab their chalkboard and write the letter that they see. Some groups, actually, I did not show them the letter. I just said the letter sound, and they had to figure out what letter it was, because some of the groups can do that. So Tuesday, our question of the day was, do you think our book today will be a fiction or nonfiction book? I read the book My Green Day, which I'll link it. I'll show a picture here. That's a library book from the public library I found. And our movement was a Silly Willy Walk, which is also a Mighty Minute from our creative curriculum. And that was, okay, everybody stand up and show me how you could walk or move around on 1 foot. How about 3 body parts? How about 4 body parts? That was actually really cute to see everybody moving around. Our Seesaw activity was it was an expert on an electric car. And then the kids had to respond to that, saying something that they learned or any questions that they still had about that. Our play and choice activities, we had a mindful moment with me, read a book or a bunch of books and find words that you don't know the meaning of them, and how could you figure out what the meaning is. Counting the total number of items in their trash or in their recycling bin. There was a line art lesson that I shared, and all I did was I took a piece of paper and I was showing how they could draw lines, straight lines using a ruler, wiggly lines, and how they can color them in and be artsy. And in their journal, drawing pictures of how they can reduce air pollution or water pollution or any other way. And then label the drawings if they liked. Small groups, we reused our bingo paper from last time. I told them to save it. We flipped it over, we made a new board, and we did letters with straight lines. Wednesday, for our asynchronous day, there was a composting expert video that a student and his dad shared. And so the kids responded to that. You know, what did they learn? Did they have any other questions? And then there was a counting activity as well with the recyclable materials on the screen of Seesaw. And they had to count the objects and tell us how many there were. A little bit of an assessment data collection. Our play and choice time activities, there was a movement on YouTube, Gill, which is another one I've been enjoying a lot lately. A silly willy walking, kind of like what we did in large group yesterday, but having family members doing that together, walking on one body part or three or whatever. One was call a friend or a family member and tell them about your day. Tell them what you did in the beginning, in the middle, and the end of your day. There was a read aloud called Dinosaur Woods that was in our in our curriculum. And there's also in the back of that book a page on how you can make a dinosaur out of a paper bag or a piece of paper or something that you have at home. So kids had the option to make that dinosaur. Thursday, we in our large group, have you changed what you do to help reduce, reuse, recycle was the question. A lot of kids, most of them said yes. There were a couple that were did a thumbs sideways or flipped their yes or no card back and forth because they kind of did. And we talked about, oh no, you know what? That's wrong. That was on the next day. On that day, the question was, do you know what it means to be green? Because our read aloud was a book called 10 Things I Can Do to Help My World. And we talked about green from the book from the day on Tuesday, which was called My Green Day. So it was talking about how you can be green. And that book, we did a thumbs up, thumbs down. So I would read a page, and they had to say, yes, thumbs up, I turn the water off when I brush my teeth, or yes, thumbs up, I do this and this and this. So lots of great suggestions in there too that we hadn't thought about. Their Seesaw assignment was to make a poster that would teach other people how to reduce, reuse, recycle. And that was kind of our big finale assignment, and they could share those. I added them to our Seesaw blog, and then we asked that they hang them in their window so that other people could see how they can reduce, reuse, and recycle. Our play activities, there was a mindful moment with me. They could pretend that they were a newscaster by, using a recyclable material bottle or whatever, paper towel roll as their microphone, and explain why it's important to take care of the earth and how they can do that. There was a social emotional lesson on how to meet new friends and also on managing waiting. And we asked them, another one was ice painting. So freezing ice cubes and with water and food coloring, and then you can paint with them. And then reading, seeing if you can find any books or magazines in your house about caring for the earth. And if not, then we linked to Epic. They could read some books on Epic about it. And then our last day, which was today, the Seesaw activity was do whatever you want. So they could show us anything that they were doing that day. It did not matter. And I loved that. I haven't finished looking at them yet today, but so far I've been really happy with what they were doing. Oh yeah, I got too excited about the Seesaw assignment. I didn't show you what we did for our large group. My dog wants to go out, but I just want to quickly finish this video. Our question was, do you still have any questions about reducing, reusing, and recycling? And then our movement was, we went on a bear hunt, just listening to the song Going on a Bear Hunt, and we did the actions for it. And then we went back over our questions that they asked at the very beginning of the study. And we said, okay, did we answer these questions? And we crossed them off as we answered them. And then we kind of did a little hip hip hooray at the end of that. So then go back to our play and choice activities, draw pictures of rhyming words that rhyme, cat, hat. They didn't have to be specific words, but anything that they could think of that would rhyme. There was a movement activity. I don't remember what it was, but a video to something online. There was a video on how to make putty with 2 ingredients. And then they could create their own bingo sheet and with their families, and then play bingo with their families. And then the last one was our December read aloud from our librarian from our public library that she shares with us each month. That was our recycling study. I don't know what study we're doing next. I know next week we're doing a week of gingerbread, and I will share that video on what we're doing that week. If you have any questions about what we're doing, please put them in the comments below. I will share the links as much as I can for this whole study in each week, the description. Thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Hit the subscribe button so you can see more videos, and have a happy day. And don't forget to reduce, reuse, and recycle.